I'm Mike from St. Thomas Economic Development, here with another little update from the St. Thomas mega site. Okay, it is a beautiful day here on the PowerCo site, and we are joined today by Allan Gadd. Allan, introduce everybody to yourself and what your role is at PowerCo.
Hi, I'm Allan Gadd. I'm Senior Construction Manager here. I'll be on site for the duration of this project.
We're standing in front of some construction going on here on the PowerCo site, which is very exciting. Can you tell us what's going on and sort of what this milestone means for the PowerCo project?
Well, this is one of the first major milestones for us. We have foundations starting up. This is CP, or Cell Production 1, that's right behind us. McGill is our foundations contractor, and they'll be doing 3 foundations for us here. About 850,000 square feet of construction and several tens of thousands of cubic meters of concrete.
Those are some seriously big numbers. And so McGill is sort of running this project. Are there subtrades as well on this project?
Yeah, so right now we have, under McGill, we have the civil guys doing some of the earthworks and moving stuff around and getting our granulars in place for us. We also have the rebar, which is another local company, doing the rebar in all of the footings and everything. So lots of subtrades started. We have our steel coming up, and they're already supplying us with anchor bolts. So
that's fantastic. Yeah, it's great that there's lots of local trades working on this job. And I've actually heard of a few guys from McGill who are working in Toronto that have moved back home to St. Thomas, which is great. It's always nice to have some homecomings like that. Now, you mentioned this is CP1, Cell Production 1. What kind of activity will go on in this building once it's constructed?
So this building will be our main building for building the battery cells themselves, where all the raw parts come in one end and they all get put together and go out the other end, and they move on to formation and aging.
That's fantastic. How big will this building be when it's done?
This building will be about 600,000 square foot building. The other ones are just a little smaller than that. So it's about 850 for these 3.
That's a very big building for anyone that doesn't understand the scope of those numbers. So this is going to be a huge complex, obviously. On the broader scale, what does this milestone for this project mean more broadly for the St. Thomas community and the economic impact that this is going to have in the region?
Well, this really sets us up for a lot of the construction that's going on. We're bringing more and more people on board. They're all local tradesmen that are coming from the different unions that are coming. So the rebar is local, London. The steel coming in, they have 3 different facilities that are working on the product that'll come here. They're all Canadian.
That's fantastic. Great to hear about so much local supply, as well as lots of local contractor jobs in what will end up being one of the biggest industrial complexes in the country. So, Allan, before this, I was asking you what other large projects you'd worked on, and you said you'd done some big oil and gas, a very big aluminum smelting facility in BC. Depending on how you count, this might be the biggest project you've ever worked on. What does working on a project like this mean to you?
Well, part of this is having a great project and having EV, which is very important to both myself and Canada. Not only that, it's the closest big project I've ever had to home. So it's nice to be in the London area and be able to go to work every day and get a big project going.
So, Allan, can you tell us how long this phase of work will take and what sort of visible signs of progress people will be able to see as it progresses?
Well, this phase will take us into the new year for foundations, and we have steel coming up, and that will be visible. Sometime in December, we'll be putting up steel, and they'll be able to see it right from the road.
Thank you so much for joining us on site today. It's been great to get to know you and understand a bit about this work, and we look forward to coming back and checking it out again soon.
Well, thanks for coming out, and come out anytime you want.
Like our videos on YouTube, and don't forget to
smash that subscribe button.